Good day, everyone. It's great to see everybody out today in the beautiful constituency of Calgary-Klein. As you can see, we got some pretty amazing views in Calgary-Klein, and so thank you, everyone, for being here today. I think we can all remember a time where we had a full day of work, and it was busy. It was a hard day, and you hit the highway, and you're so excited about getting home to your family or your pet or whatever you want to do for that evening, but you're excited to get home. And for some reason, traffic comes to a complete stop. Gridlock. You're stuck there, and you got the tunes jamming. You're singing away in the car, but you want to get home. And you eventually the traffic starts moving, and you start going again, and you're waiting to see what the delay was. Was there an accident? What was it, right? And but you see nothing, and eventually traffic gets going. You eventually get home, but it's frustrating. When you work a long day, you work long hours, and you got to spend that much more time just trying to get home back to your family. And so I'm so excited about today because today means that people are going to be able to spend that much more time with their family between work, being able to get their kids to their sporting events and other things quicker. The other thing I wanted to talk about was what this is going to mean for business, today's announcement. And Calgary-Klein stretches from 36th Street over to 19th Street. And so many of my constituents live on this side and work on that side. And they rely on Deerfoot in order to get to their jobs and their livelihoods. And improving people's ability to get between those two things is a critical importance for our economic development, for Albertans, and for all of us. I wanted to mention and thank Jim Wright for being here today, who's the president of the Greenview Business Revitalization Zone, and thank him for his leadership in developing the Greenview business area. And I remember having conversations with him about the need to improve Deerfoot and be able to improve access for the businesses in that area. So anyway, thank you everyone for being here today, and special thank you to our Minister, Devin Dreeshen, for his leadership in this file and for what he's about to announce. Minister Dreeshen.
Well, thank you so much, Minister Nixon. It's always great to be here in Calgary, and just as Calgarians, it's been quite the 2 days. Yesterday was a $330 million day with the Calgary Arena deal. Obviously today's announcement for Deerfoot to be $615 million to the Deerfoot improvements. But of the Deerfoot improvements, you do not have to be a Calgary Flames fan in order to get the benefits of the Deerfoot improvements that we're announcing here today. But thank you so much, Minister Nixon, for your leadership on so many files, and the work you're doing in your ministry is fantastic. And let me just say that I'm so excited to be here today to announce and to let Calgarians know that the Deerfoot Trail improvements are progressing. And Deerfoot obviously is the most busiest road in the province of Alberta. It sees about 180,000 vehicles per day traveling along the Deerfoot, and it's a main route for Calgarians' daily journey, their commute, whether they're going home or going to work. And it's becoming more and more congested as the city of Calgary continues to grow. And Albertans need to be able to get where they need to go safely and efficiently. And the same is true for the transportation of goods and services, that also you have semi-trucks and construction trucks going alongside commuter vehicles every day. And we need to have strong infrastructure to get people where they need to go, and also to support Alberta's strong economy. And to alleviate some of the pressures on the Deerfoot, we are moving forward with significant improvements. And Calgarians already know about the work on 64th Avenue, and the construction contract was awarded to LBCO Contracting Limited this past winter. And that reconfiguring exit ramps from northbound Deerfoot Trail to improve safety and traffic flow, as well as to add an auxiliary northbound lane between 64th Ave Northeast and McKnight Boulevard Northeast to reduce weaving traffic and to increase capacity on the Deerfoot. And this work is expected to continue throughout this entire construction season this year. But today, I am happy to announce that in addition to the 64th work, the Alberta government has chosen the successful proponents for 2 other contracts on the Deerfoot Trail, and construction is also expected to begin this spring. Now, these projects will include increasing capacity on ramps, adding lanes, reconfiguring exits and intersections, and twinning of a bridge. Now, the Deerfoot Trail Partners, that is solely comprised of Aecon, was the successful bidder for the first project, which includes improvements to the Iverstrong Bridge, Anderson Road and Row Bottom Trail, and the Southland Drive and Glenmore Trail. And Aecon Transportation West Limited was the successful bidder for the second project, which includes improvements to the Beddington Trail Northwest and 11th Street Northeast. Now, these upgrades to Deerfoot will help families get their kids to hockey or soccer practice sooner and safer. And they will also help nurses get home quicker after a long shift. And they will allow all Calgarians to spend more time with loved ones at home and less time stuck in traffic, while also improving the overall traffic flow of this vital transportation corridor in Calgary. And upon completion, we anticipate that it'll take about 15% less time during morning rush hour and 22% less time during evening rush hour once this is completed. Now, ultimately, that translates to about 900,000 fewer hours on the road in a year and an economic boost to the city of about 23 million. Now, the Alberta government remains committed to making necessary upgrades to Deerfoot while ensuring value for taxpayers' money. And these upgrades will increase capacity and improve safety, which will ultimately improve the flow of goods and ultimately get people through this busy route on time. They will also help address current and future traffic needs as the region's economy and population continues to grow. And as this work is completed, we will all be able to spend less time on the road and more time doing the things that we enjoy. And actually, in addition to this, we're having an open house at the Deerfoot Inn from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight with Transportation Department folks. It's always great to see so many people come into these rooms with the folks from the Transportation Department that have done all this design work, that they can walk around a room, see the actual photos, ask questions about the process, and that's going on from 6 to 9 tonight at the Deerfoot Inn. And with that, I'm happy to turn things over to Councillor Chabot from the City of Calgary.
Well, thank you very much, Minister Dreeshen and Minister Nixon, for all the great work you're doing on behalf of Calgarians for our city. The City of Calgary is very happy to share in this announcement with the province of Alberta for this very long-anticipated improvement of a traffic management system for Alberta's busiest highway, Deerfoot Trail. The fact that the province is willing to invest so much into our most heavily used road in our city to improve it and to make it safer and more usable for Calgarians is tremendous. These enhancements have been designed to reduce congestion and time spent in traffic and improve goods movement. As we say, time is money, and any time you can save obviously is going to help as far as our economic development. And of course, our ever-growing population will continue to increase congestion on this roadway, which is already heavily congested. I think all Calgarians will very much appreciate this improvement and recognize that there will be some anticipated disruptions in the traffic as a result of the major construction work. Over the next many months, residents will see the positive results of redesigned exits and intersections, increased capacity on ramps and auxiliary lanes, and third and fourth continuous lanes, as well as modified interchanges. Through increased capacity, the result of these enhancements can eliminate traffic weaving and standstills and produce a more important result, increased safety, and may actually reduce the demand on our first responders to give them capacity to manage other emergencies. With the north-south freeway that's handling 180,000 vehicles per day for a population whose growth increased by 5.5% in 2019, since 2016, these enhancements are designed to handle projected future traffic volumes. Through their continued support, the City of Calgary will continue to benefit from dynamic projects such as this, and I applaud the province of Alberta for stepping up and delivering on this project that has been long awaited by Calgarians. I'd now like to turn over the mic to Mr. Brad Perry, who's Chief Executive Officer and President of Calgary Economic Development and Opportunity Calgary Investment Fund. Thanks.
Afternoon, everybody. Thank you. And ministers, thank you very much. Councillor, thank you so much. As the councillor said, I'm Brad Perry. I'm the president and CEO of Calgary Economic Development and the Opportunity Calgary Investment Fund. And first of all, I want to say congratulations to everyone involved in this Deerfoot Trail Improvement Project. Today's announcement is another investment in our city's continued strength as a world-class connected city. Calgary is a leader in intelligent transportation. Our companies are focused on improvements such as fleet optimization, electrification of vehicles, smart mobility, and clean transportation. With one of Canada's busiest and most connected airports, major highways north and south, east and west, two of North America's Class 1 railroads, and efficient access to ports, Calgary is a gateway to millions of customers locally and internationally. As Western Canada's inland port, more than 16 million consumers can be reached in less than a day from Calgary. But to be able to do this, we need the proper infrastructure. The efficient and safe movement of goods and people is dependent on smartly planned and built infrastructure, like we will see with this improvement on the Deerfoot Trail. Calgary companies are helping connect and move the world. There's more than 2,500 businesses in our city that are transportation and warehouse and the sector is forecasted to add over $7 billion in GDP by 2026. That's a lot of movement through our city. Not only are Calgary businesses using Deerfoot Trail to move, to transport their goods, it's also a vital commuter network, as we heard, from the north and south corridors. Thousands of Calgarians use this road every single day to get to and from work. As a city committed to building vibrant, healthy, and accessible communities where businesses and people can prosper, connectivity and commute time are essential. Livability, as you know, is a key driver in the economic strategy for our city, which is Calgary and the new economy, with a vision for Calgary being the place where big ideas and bright minds get together with an unmatched spirit to solve global challenges. As the third most livable city in the world, in the world, wow, that's tough. As the third most livable city in the world and the first in North America, investments like these are into Calgary's future and future positioning our city as a place where you can build a career and build a life. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll now have time for some questions from the media. So we'll do one question, one follow-up. For those on here today, please step up to the mic if you have a question. And a reminder to those on the phone lines to please dial *1 if you have a question. Thanks.
Hi there, Aaron with Live Calgary. What is the total cost of this project?
So the two combined costs the two combined projects are $615 million. So it was a competitive bid process. There were three bidders, and the successful bidder, Acon, came in at $615 million.
And follow up there. In terms of times of completion, can Calgarians expect to see significant amounts of this completion done by the end of the year, and will construction follow into next year? So
it's obviously a very complex project. So there will be work that'll start this construction season this year. Some of the other projects, whether they're overpasses or bridges, that'll take about a year, maybe two, to do the design and engineering of it. So we are hoping that within a few years, kind of that 3-4 years, we can see the entire stretch completed. So that's the timeline of these improvements.
Hi, Tomasi De Silva with Global News. Is it contingent on whatever party is in government at the time?
So we have this. We have hundreds of millions of dollars committed to this project already. So we'll obviously, no past government can bind future governments. So we will see what happens come May 29th. But it is something that the United Conservative Party, our government, is very committed to building this making these improvements. And I'm sure, can't speak for the other party, but I know for our party for sure we're very committed to these improvements going forward.
What would happen if there was a different government in place? Would the construction just stop?
Well, it's hard to speculate, but when you have construction projects that span years, anything's possible. But we have committed in Budget 23 significant amounts of money for this project, so we want to make sure that the construction starts and that it rolls out. But if there are any cost overruns or if there are any other add-ons that go out into the future, we can't bind any future governments to make any decisions.
Okay, seeing no more questions on the floor, operator, can you please put through the first caller?
There are no questions on the line at this time.
Okay, last call for questions here on the floor. All right, that wraps it up. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks. Thank you.